Today we're going to compare two nut milk makers.
So which is better, the Soyabella or the MioMat?
Let's find out right now. Hey, Kenny and Joann here. If you're looking for tips for better health, you come to the right place.
So let's subscribe and ring the bell like Artie.
Today we're comparing the Soyabella to the MioMat by making almond milk and soup. We'll also show how the MioMat makes the smoothie. So let's get started right now.
Let's start with unboxing the MioMat. We unboxed the Soyabella in this video, where we compared it to the Vitamix. Check it out in the info card or description when you're done here. The MioMat was founded in Chile by Alicia Ryakova. It has finally made its way to most of the world, including the United States. The MioMat is far more than just a plant-based milk maker. It also makes soups, porridges, and smoothies. For nut milk, it keeps the temperature from exceeding 107 degrees Fahrenheit in order to keep them raw. So you've seen what's outside the box. Let's look inside. It has a nice instruction manual that we'll look at more in a bit. This is a grinding cylinder ring for making plant-based milk. This is the strainer for the pulp. The lid for the MioMat is much more than just a lid. It contains the motor and control panel along with a temperature sensor and water level detector. Don't get the top wet. The control panel has 8 settings. The MioMat also comes with a measuring cup and a removable cord, which comes in handy when you need to pour liquid or clean it in the sink. The manual contains lots of recipes for raw milk, cooked veggie milks, soy and rice milk, soups or creams, chunky soups, fruit compotes and porridge for babies, smoothies and ice creams, and more. It has a nice design for a kitchen appliance. It's pretty enough where you can let it set out on the counter instead of storing it away. We will only focus on a few of its features, but here are the different settings. Raw milk, cereal milk, soy milk, smoothie, creamy soup, chunky soup, porridge, and cleaning.
What is your favorite plant-based milk? Let us know in the comments below.
Round 1.
Raw almond milk.
You'll need to soak the almonds for at least 8 hours or overnight to wash off the enzyme inhibitors and activate the enzymes. These are truly raw almonds. Yes, I said truly raw. Most almonds are pasteurized, but these are not. We got them from Green Smoothie Girl's annual group buy, where you order them in the fall, then receive them after harvest in the winter. They have tons of nutrition when consumed raw, and are far easier to digest when soaked and rinsed. We've seen how to make almond milk in the Soyabella from the video we mentioned before, but let's quickly review. Add water up to the line. That's about 1.3 liters. Add a cup of raw soaked almonds into the milk screen. Work the grinding blade into the almonds and snap it closed. Install the head unit into the chamber. Press the mill button to start the grinding process. It will last about 10 seconds. For creamier milk, press the mill button up to 5 times. We like it creamy, so we did 5 cycles. Set the head unit into a cup to drain further. The milk screen already pre-strained the pulp for us, so you can pour the almond milk immediately. It's nice and creamy, but it does still have a bit of silt from the pulp, so it could be poured through a strainer or nut milk bag to make it even more smooth. The pulp in the milk screen is still a bit wet, so you might get a bit more from a nut milk bag. If you're getting value from this video, please hit the like button now. It would really help us out. Okay, let's do the same with the MioMat. The almonds go in first. Then let the water fill to the 1.3 liter line. Install the grinding cylinder ring. Place the lid onto the chamber. Make sure it's connected for power. Hit the select button once for raw milk. Press start. Let it grind away for 10 to 15 minutes. It will stop periodically, but wait for it to beep before stopping. Let's check the temperature. Yes, 170 degrees Fahrenheit and falling. They kept the almond milk raw. Now, since MioMat recommends their strainer to separate the pulp, we tried that. As you can see, this is a very slow process. The mesh of the strainer is very fine, which is what we want. However, this should probably be the second strain. We recommend a nut milk bag first, and then pour it through the strainer to get rid of any remaining pulp. Joann used a spoon to speed up the process and scoop out the pulp. Okay, we're done. Very creamy. But that pulp is still pretty wet. So let's strain it through a nut milk bag and get some more milk. Give gentle pressure so the bag won't burst. We got an additional 3/4 cup from the leftover pulp. Very nice. So here are the contenders. Which one will win the taste test? So we chilled the milk overnight. There's no flavoring or sweeteners in this, so we're going to taste it plain. First, the MioMat. Very nice and creamy, and it definitely tastes like almond milk. Now the Soyabella. It tastes virtually the same, creamy and a lot like almonds. But I kind of like the MioMat just a little better. It seemed to be creamier.
Stick around to the end to see which one wins.
Round 2.
Potato leek soup. I decided to test the soup making feature of both appliances with the traditional potato leek soup. This one has garlic, miso paste, and a sesame oil to give the potatoes and leeks that extra bit of flavor. The Soyabella has a method for chunkier soups, but we're going to make it easier by slicing the potatoes into smaller chunks. We are going to use the chunky soup setting for the MioMat, so we need larger chunks. Slice up the white part of the leeks. And let's dice some green onions for garnish. Alright, let's make some hot soup with the Soyabella. Neither appliance has a setting to control the temperature, and they both have heating elements in the base, so they cannot make raw soup that is below 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Add all the ingredients to the Soyabella. That looks good already. Install the head unit and press the paste button. Look at that steam. The whole process takes about 15 minutes. Lay aside the head unit and pour up some soup. I recommend taking the plug off first though. What we didn't realize is that there were smaller chunks of potatoes and leeks at the bottom of the chamber, but the flavor is what counts for the taste test. Garnish with the green onions.
Potato leek soup for Soyabella taste test. It's piping hot.
It smells delicious. Ooh, that's good.
Excellent.
It's very good, very delicious. Full of flavor. Like it's been cooking all day. Now let's make a chunky soup with the MioMat. Add the same ingredients but with chunkier potatoes. Install the lid. Press the select button until it gets to chunky soup. Then press start. This will take about 30 to 35 minutes. It will beep when finished. Set the lid aside and pour it up. This time, let's scoop out some of the chunky ingredients from the bottom and add them to the bowls. Add the garnish.
So this is with the MioMat chunky potato leek soup. It's really hot.
It is hot.
Ooh, it's hot. See, it's a lot chunkier.
Very hot. Everything's cooked through.
It's delicious. It has the same flavor but hotter and chunkier. Don't forget to download our free 5-day meal plan in the description below. Round 3.
Advantages and disadvantages.
Let's make a smoothie with the MioMat before tallying the final scores. This feature is not available for the Soyabella. However, it does have a grinding feature for coffee beans, nuts, grains, and seeds. We prefer frozen fruit for a smoothie, but since the recipes did not indicate using frozen, we let the bananas, mango, and strawberries thaw for about 20 minutes. As always, remove the lid and put the partially thawed fruit into the chamber. We decided to use a cup of the almond milk we had just made. Then we let water fill it up to the line. Install the lid. Press select until it lights up Smoothie. Press start. This took about 5 minutes, maybe because of the colder ingredients. It's done when you hear the beeps. Looks like a smoothie to me. Now that's how I like it. Smooth, creamy, and thick. Don't these look great? Two thumbs up. Now, the MioMat has a cleaning function, but you might want to place a towel underneath it. I think it's just simpler to clean it in the sink, being careful not to get the electronics wet. The Soyabella SB130 is currently on sale for $109.95 from Amazon. The MioMat is now available on Amazon US for the retail price of $179.95. Or you can get it directly from MioMat with our $15 off coupon in the description below. As we score each category, we'll discuss the advantages and disadvantages. I'm not going to lie, this is a tough one. Both appliances are excellent. Let's start with cost. Since the Soyabella is cheaper, we'll give it a perfect 10. Using a ratio calculation, the The MioMat gets a 7 out of 10, which includes the $15 off coupon in the description. The Soyabella gets a 10 for having the shortest time for each feature. The MioMat gets a 9 because even though it took longer to perform certain functions, it resulted in superior texture and taste. They both get a 9 for the milk, even though the MioMat gave a creamier almond milk. Here's why. Ideally, the MioMat nut milk should be strained through a nut milk bag and then maybe again through its fine mesh strainer. If the Soyabella did this too, the MioMat would have the better milk overall. However, the Soyabella milk is pre-strained and would be fine after going through a fine mesh strainer after that. Even its pulp can be put through a nut milk bag to get a bit more. Maybe pushing the mill button a few more times would get the Soyabella to the same creaminess as the MioMat. Anyway, that's why they tied on milk. The soup is a different story. The MioMat made a virtually perfect soup. Everything, including the potatoes, was cooked all the way through. That's the advantage of the time taking longer. It also made hotter soup. When we tried the potatoes at the bottom of the Soyabella chamber, they were not completely cooked. Almost though. The Soyabella can make creamy soups, chunky soups, and porridges like the MioMat, but it takes a little bit more effort. That's why it got an 8. Now, for the extra features, the Soyabella can do everything the MioMat can do except the smoothie. It can also grind coffee beans, nuts, grains, and seeds that the MioMat cannot do. One disadvantage to grinding coffee beans is the possible flavor contamination. If you've ever used a coffee grinder, you know what I mean. You probably want a dedicated device for that. The Soyabella states that it can make tofu and biscuits with soy milk and its residue. The MioMat states that muffins and cakes can be made with almond milk and pulp. It seems that both could perform all of these functions, including self-cleaning. It really boils down to what you need. We find the MioMat just a bit more convenient with pushing a button and walking away, rather than pushing the mill button multiple times or changing screens, etc. And we love how it can make an awesome smoothie. That's why it got a 10 and the Soyabella got a 7. This gives the Soyabella a total of 44, and the MioMat a total of 45. The MioMat wins! It was definitely close. Just choose the one that best fits your needs and budget. Watch these videos next. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.